to see every one of you present. I can see very familiar faces. That tells me that hakuna mtu alinaswa na alcohol blue. Sababu kama mngenaswa mngekuwa bado huko ndani. Because we decided to be very, very tough this time round, so that you can save everyone from themselves, from harming themselves or other people. Right. I have a short statement I want to read to you, so that you can help us disseminate this information that from ourselves to the rest of our compatriots. So in the first instance, the National Police Service wishes to thank all Kenyans, including in the first instance other national security agencies, for the close cooperation extended to the service during the year 2018 that enabled us to deliver on a mandate, especially during the just ended festive season, in which we witnessed far fewer incidences of crime and incidents on the highways. We are especially grateful to the public for heeding our call to be extra cautious on our highways, which as I said, has resulted into far fewer incidents of crime and accidents on our highways. As a matter of fact, from our records, we have seen a marked drop in the number of criminal incidents and fatalities on our roads that you've heard yesterday NTSA release, that we had some market drop from 3,700 recorded in the year 2017 to 3,156 last year. The drop could be marginal, but saving of a life, of every life, is important. Every life counts. Having said that, we wish to reiterate that it is important that every one of us, be it a driver, a cyclist, whether motorized or pedal, or a pedestrian, to use our public roads with greater sense of responsibility. Because as we said last time we met here, that when you get behind a wheel, bear in mind that you are assuming a very serious responsibility over your own life in the first sense, and the lives of others. And that applies to cyclists, including pedestrians. So we repeat that cyclists, whether pedal or motor, should always wear or use protective gear. Because in the event something untoward happens, they run the risk of putting themselves into serious harm or even losing their lives. So protect yourself and wear the required gear and obey all the required traffic laws and regulations. For pedestrians, it's important. It might sound simplistic, but it's important because we know up to 40% of the fatalities that we record affect pedestrians. So it is important when using a public road to do so with responsibility and care, and exercising due care. Use footbridges whenever they are available, and do as we have always said, look left, look right, and look left again before crossing, especially at night, because don't make an assumption that the driver has seen you. They may not have seen you. Number two, we have invited you to inform that the reforms and the transformation program in the National Police Service is firmly on course, and that we have been implementing the directives given to us by His Excellency the President on the 13th of September last year. And we have done a couple of things which I want to enumerate to you. The first one is, as had been instructed, all police officers were paid their house allowances as approved by the SRC. And they got paid in the last month. So we expect officers who will not get accommodation in government-owned police lines to make private arrangements to get alternative accommodation, effective next month. Secondly, the process to procure this uniform that I have, including Mr. Awino and Mr. Mbogwa here, is firmly on course for everyone in general duty to be kitted. And as you know, the instructions we have is that the materials that will be used will be sourced from local manufacturers and will be stitched by our own people at NYS. The intention obviously is to stimulate the local textile industry as well as the entire value chain. Thirdly, the exercise to restructure the command is also on course. And today I want to introduce to you the new regional police commanders. And these commanders are right here with me today. I have number one, Mr. Marcus Ochola, who will be the new regional police commander for Coast Region. Number two, Madam Eunice Kihiko, who will be the regional police commander for Eastern Region. Third, Madam Judy Lamet will be the new regional police commander for Central Region. Fourth, Mr. Philip Ndundandolo, the new regional police commander for Nairobi. Fifth, Mr. Edward Mamburi goes to Rift Valley. Sixth, Mr. Paul Soy goes to Northeastern Region as the regional police commander. Seventh, Mr. Vincent Makoha. I think I should refer him as Dr. Vincent Makoha because he has just obtained his doctorate degree. Goes to Nyanza as the new regional police commander. Lastly, Mr. Rashid Yakub is deployed to Western Region as a new regional police commander. That in effect means that the current regional police commanders from Kenya Police and from the Administration Police Service have been recalled. We have recalled them. They retain their ranks. We have recalled them and redeployed them elsewhere within the National Police Service. None has lost their job. They are still in service, and as I repeat, have been redeployed elsewhere within the National Police Service. Now, you may ask, what were the considerations that we used to appoint these officers? Most importantly was obviously their service records, the length of service and experience, age, regional as well as gender parity, as you can see. So msululiza maswali ya gender, we observed gender parity. Additionally, we will soon be making another announcement with respect to the new county commanders within this month. Now, these officers will take full charge of police operations in the regions that I have mentioned, and we expect them to coordinate with the county commanders to ensure effective, efficient, and responsive delivery of policing services in the areas of operation, alongside the other police units and formations that they will find in the areas of operation. And equally of importance is coordinating with the national government administration officials, as well as other government departments, and obviously the people of this country, to ensure that the mandate of the National Police Service is fully discharged. Thirdly, I will just want to inform that the journey towards full digitization of National Police Service systems, procedures, and processes will be formally launched on the 7th of January 2019 at Kilifi County Commander's offices by the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government, Dr. Fred MATIANG'I. We want to migrate from the old way of doing things that we still use as of now into a totally digital platforms in 3 areas. Personnel management, our administrative procedures and systems, and more importantly, to digitize the occurrence book, as you all know it very well, together with the accompanying crime management systems. So to repeat, that journey will be formally launched. That journey towards full digitization of National Police Service systems, procedures, and processes will be launched on the 7th of this month in Kilifi by the Cabinet Secretary. The primary objective, once again, remains our endeavor to make the National Police Service more efficient, effective, and responsive in service delivery as part of our journey towards making the police a world-class service that offers people-centered policing services. That is obviously a journey that we can only accomplish or realize our objectives if we have the support of everyone, the support of all Kenyans, including obviously yourselves. That's the end of my statement, and I want to thank you very much and God bless you. Kama kuna maswali, unaweza kutuuliza. Karibuni. You look like you are quite satisfied and you have no questions. I want to thank you very much. Yes, I will answer that one because I'm also a commissioner. These officers have been deployed to the new regions, and the commission has been duly informed. That's why I'm accompanied today by the CEO, Mr. Onyango. And since the commission has not been fully constituted, you know, the process to get new commissioners is on course. Once the commission is fully constituted, the first order of business, I want to believe, will be considering our new deployments, and subsequent will translate them to transfers.
I have 3 questions.
Yes.
So, I want to begin with the incident that happened on 31st December in Kisauni, and I'd like to get your comment on that. Have the police lost control or not? Just give us a comment on that. Then the second issue is about the Italian lady who was kidnapped. What's the status so far? And the third question is about excessive police. There's a notion that there's an excessive police force, especially for one prophet to war. Can you confirm that or not? Just those 3.
Number one, I really do not know what incident you are referring to that happened in Kisauni. Which incident is that?
There's an issue with the police that they were using excessive force.
No, we don't use excessive force because the instructions we give to officers at all time is as they respond to criminal incidents of crime, whatever they do must be lawful, and if force has to be used, it has to be proportionate and commensurate to the force that's coming from the other side. So I don't think there was excessive use of force, and if force is used in excess, there are ways of addressing complaints. Can complain to a superior officer, can complain to our internal affairs unit, or can complain to IPOA for redress. Secondly, the effort to trace the lady who was kidnapped are still ongoing. We have made, we have made some arrests, but the effort to look for that lady are still ongoing. We have not given up and will not give up until we find her. Lastly, I really don't understand what you mean by excessive policing. You see, I suspect that individual has hired private security, that with people with dark glasses and looking toughies, that you may think they are policemen. They may not necessarily police officers. They may not. And I want to believe they are not actually. what you saw circulating some clip on the media was not right, and you know that we took measures to correct, and people are being disciplined for stepping out of line.
Just a quick one on the police uniform.
You also are three.
Yeah.
Yes, he has another one.
Yeah, you just made changes. When were the changes on the issues of salary and improvement camp? We just had changes of a change from one post to another. But in terms of salary, the welfare, when is that likely to occur?
I wish I had authority to do what you are asking. I would have said, get this, and so it becomes. Unfortunately, I don't have that authority, and you know who has that authority. I wish I had, but on a much more serious note, we will continue lobbying for improved terms and conditions of service for our police officers, and for that matter, for everyone who works in the National Police Service. Ya mwisho, yes. At Jakimia, we have not kept quiet. You know very well that when that incident took place, we issued a statement and say that, first of all, it was a very unfortunate incident. We don't know the circumstances. We requested IPOA to move in and investigate, and we pledged that we will comply with whatever outcomes it will come up with. So if they say a police officer was on the wrong and should be sanctioned, we will comply, as we have done in several other incidences. Like, for instance, the case of Willie Kimani in Machakos, the case of the university students in Meru. We have officers in court for doing that, what was quite clearly illegal.
In relation to just the killing, the extrajudicial killing in Kibera and all that.
I've just answered that. He has raised that question. He has raised that question. I've answered it, please.
There's a development. Just wanted to know, is it that you don't have confidence in the judiciary, and then therefore police officers are forced into?
No. We have full confidence in the judiciary, and that's why we make arrests and present persons to court. Number two, we operate under the law, and anybody who steps out of line gets sanctioned. And I think I want also to invite you that whereas when we get unduly concerned about the rights of criminals, I want to invite you to also take a step and also ponder about the rights of victims of crime. Who will speak for victims of crime? I want to invite you to also, as you worry about criminals, worry also about victims of crime. Speak about victims of crime. Take time to tell us the stories of victims of crime. Because I'm sure you all know that they will tell you some stories about the misfortunes that befell them while in the hands of criminals. So let's balance. Worry about the rights of criminals and worry also about the rights of victims of crime. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. You want to see the officers? You want to see them?
Yes.
Please come.
Can you see everybody? Yes.